Hello, my Mercurial mercenaries, and welcome to episode 2 of the Mercury Prize 2017 extravaganza! And I'm joined again by the Perfect 10. Say hello, Perfect 10.
Hello.
I've had a conversation with my mercenaries with someone, and it seems like people are under a misnomer. They avoided my Mercury series last year because they were under the impression that it was just hours and hours of talk about music, and they missed the fact that these podcasts or videos are just an excuse to talk bollocks. And if you like what I do, then really you should be tuning in. And people have said this time, yeah, I'm gonna avoid your Mercury 2017 series, just like I avoided your Mercury 2016 series. And we're a select club. All right, we can talk about whatever we like. Say hello again, Perfect 10.
Hello.
Try and say it again with a bit of pizzazz.
Hello. Like what? What's
that didn't work.
pizzazz?
It's all right. What do you mean, what's pizzazz?
What? How would you say hello with pizzazz?
Hello, my Mercurial mercenaries. That's pizzazz.
Right, okay.
Can you really not do pizzazz?
Apparently not.
We are reviewing album number 2. We reviewed Alt J last week. Remember? Muscle
did.
Relaxer. This week we're doing Blossoms. And the album's called Blossoms. This is Blossoms' debut album. Now, can I spout a few facts before we start talking about it? What do you want to do?
Are these facts because you've secretly researched them?
Let me just tell you the what we've done, my mercenaries. This is the 2-through review. I should have started by saying that. This is the 2-through review. So we've listened to the Blossoms debut album through twice. And yeah, during the second listen, I listened to a bit of Wikipedia. That's the kind of guy I am. It's not cheating. It was live back then. It's not live now. It was live then. That was live. This is now live, and that was live. That was live, and this is live. The Blossoms. No, not the Blossoms. I don't think they've got a the.
They're called Blossoms, not Bloomers, as you referred to them twice whilst trying to download the album.
I was going. I know it's Bloomers.
Bloomers. I can't find it. I can't find it.
I know they're called Bloomers. I researched it. Turns out they weren't called Bloomers. They were called Blossoms.
That technically, that's not research. That's just getting it right.
I think idiocy should never be mistaken for research.
No.
The other way around. Research should never be mistaken for idiocy. Is that right? Blossoms, formed in 2013. Now, I had a quick read of the Wikipedia page, like I've just said, and it turns out there are a bunch of school kids who kind of got together, and not sexually, I don't think. And to me, I'm picturing in my mind the In-Betweeners. Imagine that bunch getting together and forming a band.
Right.
I'm picturing that as being Blossoms.
I can totally agree with that. And without dropping any spoilers before we start talking about the individual tracks, there were points when I was just thinking of the likes of McFly and Busted, and that's not to do a disservice to Blossoms.
Holy shit.
That's just part of the sound at part of some of the tracks.
How do you even know what McFly and Busted sound like? Because I would struggle.
Because I listen to Radio 2 and they get a lot of playtime on Radio 2.
Really?
Well, they certainly did throughout the noughties.
Wow. I don't think I listened to any music on the radio during the noughties. Not a single track.
I can't tell you what they've done since they've become McBusted. Not part of that era whatsoever. But, old school McFly.
Are they McBusted?
I believe.
So that's McFly
and Busted.
How come, okay, if that's true,
I
and
know.
I'm not sure, how come Busted get to keep all of their name and McFly lose half of theirs?
Because
Have you got an answer for that?
McFlysted sounds crap.
McFlysted. McCloistered! Hey, Cloister! What was Cloister from?
Red Dwarf.
Red Dwarf. Cloister. Was that the god?
No,
was that cat's god?
It's not called Cloister, he's Lister.
It's Lister? What's that? What did I just do then?
I'm not sure. I'm really not sure.
You do it. You do it.
No, I have to think about it.
Well, think about it and then do it.
Hey, cat. It's not Cloister. It's Lister. It's me. And it's not Fuchal. It's Fiji.
What are we doing?
We were talking about
Oh, right.
McFleisted.
So, McCloyster. So, this band, Blossoms, do you remember Blossom on the TV?
I do.
Was that the one with the girl with the nose?
Well, that was the one who is now incredibly successful playing Amy in the...
So close to sounding intelligent.
Oh, everyone knows it.
So close to sounding intelligent. You say everyone knows it. How come I don't know it?
Sheldon and
Sheldon.
Bernadette.
Oh, my name's Sheldon.
And Leonard.
My name's Bernadette.
You know the one. Big Bang Theory.
Big Band Theory. Is that Glenn Miller? Is that a Glenn Miller comedy? No, I'm being serious.
See, I was going to make a really topical remark then and say Glenn Miller just died yesterday, and then I remember that's Glenn Campbell. Very different.
No, you're quite right. Quite right. Perfect 10. It was, in fact, Glenn Campbell who died yesterday, and not Glenn Miller. Mm-hmm. But I'll edit that out to make you sound a little bit more intelligent.
I think Glenn Miller shuffled off a lot. You obviously can leave that in. That's your finest Barney Gumble impression.
So this band Blossoms, I think they're from Manchester, and they grew up on a diet of Oasis and Stone Roses, unbelievably. Having listened to the album twice through, that did surprise me that that's what they claim they grew up on. I mean, you would, if you were from Manchester, you would grow up on it, but I don't hear any evidence of it, but we'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah.
They released a single that became the Radio 1 track of the day. Radio 1 over here, my mercenaries, is quite an important radio station for the youth. Again, from Wikipedia, it turns out that Viola Beach, which is the band that sadly, tragically died in a vehicle accident. Vehicle. Oh, what I mean, with Judge Judy, isn't it? I'm watching too much Judge Judy.
He hit my vehicle.
Oh God, I can't be laughing at this point. I'm about to say something really tragic. So, Blossoms are touring, and Viola Beach are supporting them. And Viola Beach died on that tour. So that's another link to things that I know. Having talked about the Viola Beach review guys before, I did like it.
The Mercurial number 6 bumper book of facts is ever increasing. It's really just Wikipedia, but you know.
It's not just Wikipedia, because I mix it in with my own facts. This is Wikipedia. And this is all from memory, though. This could all still be wrong, because I looked at it live, and now this is still live, because I'm live. But I'm not reading this, my mercenaries. This is all out of my memory. And Perfect 10 will vouch for this, because you're looking at me now. Am I reading anything?
This is out of his memory, which means neither you listeners nor I have any grounds or means to corroborate these so-called facts as he recalls them right now. But
the Blossoms, just drop the right? Blossoms then released their debut album, which we're talking about now, or we're going to talk about, and it went to number 1 in the UK charts. So I go, Perfect 10. I've never heard of Blossoms, and I've never heard of any of these songs.
Nope.
So we've both not heard of a band that got to number 1 in the charts and had a track at number 1 in Radio 1. But you have heard of McBusted.
As I've already mentioned, I have been a Radio 2 girl for many, many years. So I couldn't comment on what makes a Radio 1 track of the day. Can I guess?
Holy shit.
Can I guess that there is a certain...
Get in! Hey! Get in! Don't make me come out there. I'm coming to get you.
You are hilarious
I'm coming
right
to
now.
get you. You little shit. Unbelievable. You won't believe where he is.
That was a real Davina McCall. I'm coming to get you. I don't know where your keys are. See, when he listens to this back.
Yeah, well, you might well do that. Naughty boy.
He'll laugh at the fact that he just jumped on the sofa and opened the window and screamed out of it into the street to get a cat to come in. And then chased him round the side of the house. And he's now trying to talk to the cat who won't be reasoned with.
So last year, my mercenaries, if you remember, we reviewed, Bill and I reviewed anyway, an album by the 1975 called If You Wake Up Quick Enough, I Might Ejaculate All Over Your Gums. I have no idea what it's called. I never have. I have no idea what that album's called. It's if you fall asleep,
Right.
wake me quickly. Wake me quickly before I
come on your face.
something to do with coming in people's faces. This is a band that released this album. The youth love this album, but wake me up before you something.
Wake me up before September ends.
Yeah.
That wasn't them, was it? That's
No,
an old song.
no. Right. Last year, I reviewed an album on 1975 called If You Sleep for Long Enough, You Might Cure Your Back Pain. Right? And I really enjoyed that album. And at the time, this is the funny thing, which I did tell Bill, but for a moment, I was going to put it above Bowie's album, Black Star. I really thought it was good, but at the last minute, I chickened out. Anyway, this, I think, unless we've only heard, this is only the second album, we haven't heard all 12 yet, but I think this album might be this year's 1975 style entry, because I think the 1975...
With their album, I Like It When You Sleep, for you are so beautiful, yet so unaware of it.
That's it. How can I forget that short album title? I'm glad you fell asleep because you are so short that I'm aware of it. What's it called?
I like it when you sleep, for
like it
you
when you
are
sleep.
so beautiful, yet so unaware of it.
I like it when you sleep, for you are so beautiful, yet I'm so unaware of it. Or she's so unaware of it. Is the person sleeping so unaware of it?
Yes.
Right. And I think this in 1975, I remember being seeped in the 80s. And when we listened to this album, when we listened to it twice through earlier, for me, I was transported back to the 80s. If you enjoy Johnny Hates Jazz, and there's a name you never thought you'd ever hear again, then this is the album for you. What did you think, in very general terms, of this album, Perfect 10?
I liked it. It was really 80s in parts, but like all the best bits of the 80s music. And like I said, a little touch at points, at times, of the McBusteds. I don't detect a huge Manchester scene Oasis. I don't detect that as any sort of undertone or influence.
I didn't. I detected it as much as I would detect a walnut under 20,000 blankets if I was standing on top of it being a detectorist with a metal detector, because the walnut's not made of metal and it would, and that's where I'm going.
I'm with you
with that. I've forgotten what was I not detecting?
Any Oasis.
Manchester. No, I wasn't. That was Manchester. Before we get into the songs on this album, what did you think of the lyrics? His rhyming that he was doing, pooing, chewing, and cooing.
I didn't pick up on anything lyrically that was sort of either particularly good or interesting or particularly bad or poor. I
thought quite often during this album the lyrics were quite poor. Some of the rhyming was just making me want to put my head in my hands, and it was starting to drag me down a little bit. And then I thought, hang on, some of my favourite songs by the Beatles, if I had to actually think about the lyrics, I want to hold your hand and she loves you, perhaps I should give him a break. He's only a youngster, apparently, the singer of this band. He's only about, I think, what is he, 11? He's 11. I'm picturing that he's 11. Still at school? Has he left school? Wikipedia didn't say how old he is. Doesn't matter. Don't look it up. Doesn't matter. Let's just assume he's still at school. Right. let's start talking about this album. The first track, Chantilly, is it cream? What's the name of the mushrooms? Chantery, chamois, chamois leather. Shiminy, chim, chiminy, chim, chim, chiroo. A sweet pear's as lucky as you. Chim, chimmery, chim, chiminy, chim, chim, chiree. A sweep is as lucky as a cup of tea. Chim, chiminy, chim, chim, chiree. Chim, rumty lily lumpty lie, rumty lily lumpty lie, rumty lily lumpty lie, rumty lily lumpty lie. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Even though the sound of it is something quite atrocious.
As is our singing right now.
Something. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. And what if you say scumdiddlydumptious, doodly expiali, califragilistic, spelly, spandy, spandex,
Something
fucking fuck.
And backwards.
Oh, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. See, why are you looking at me like that for? Right. Charlemagne, which is the first song. Charlemagne on the first song.
All I could think of was like, who was Emperor Charlemagne?
Hello. What's Charlemagne?
I thought there was like historically an emperor Charlemagne, but I don't know.
That's Cleopatra.
Well, not an emperor. She was a queen.
Is Charlemagne not a woman's name?
It's a Wikipedia moment.
No. I'm not Wikipediaing it. Oh, well.
I am.
Oh, no. I can no. That's not no. And if it tells me it's the name of a bloody Blossoms song, here we go. I'm going to read it out now from Wikipedia. Charlemagne, or Charles the Great, was king of the Franks from 768.
Starting to sound a lot like my emperor then.
King of the Lombards from 774 and emperor of the Romans from 800. Hang on. I assumed that Charlemagne was a girl's name and they were singing about a girl. So you're telling me that all the way through this song, he's singing about a bloody Roman emperor?
Oh, yeah. And the dude has got a massive beard and a big old crown.
Okay.
That's Wikipedia.
Okay. Well, can I just say then that I thought this track was cracking. I liked this track. I listened to this and I thought this album is going to be fantastic. What a great kicking 80s track to open with. And then it went into At Most a Kiss. I thought, well, I actually wrote down, because I did write notes for this, unlike Perfect 10. I wrote down, for the first song, Shalamalaranaradu, Expialidocious, I wrote 80s. And then for track 2, At Most a Kiss, I wrote, holy shit, 80s.
This was the most... This track 2 and 3, but definitely track 2 was kind of like time machine back to 80s. It was so 80s.
Truly 80s. I wrote. I pictured cartoon rabbits dancing with sexy women during this song, and then I realised it was because I was thinking of Paula Abdul. Remember Paula Abdul?
I do remember Paula Abdul, or Paula Abdul, as she seems to have been known in more recent years.
Do you remember? Great, big, thick, chunky, badass keyboards from the 80s. Big, they were like big slabs like this. Big, I mean, I'm holding my hands out like I've caught a big fish. Big slabs like this. And they were like, they're called things like Juno. And they were all like multicolored things. Do you remember that? Picture in your head now. Picture a great, you know, like the keyboard I've got in my studio.
Yeah.
Picture a big thing like that, but black.
Yeah.
Yeah. And picture a bloke in a suit.
Yeah.
Now,
a lame suit.
I'm thinking, I was going to say, I don't know what lame is really. I was thinking of that animal that spits in your face. I'm going to say like a silver, kind of slightly shiny suit. That's what I was going to say. Is that what lame is?
That, my friend, another Wikipedia, is a gold lame suit.
Okay, I'll go with that. Picture a bloke in a gold lame suit, yeah, playing a chunky keyboard. He's playing it nonchalantly. Imagine that. So imagine both of his hands are on the keyboard, on the keys. Yeah, it would be stupid if they were anywhere else. Imagine both of his hands are on the keys like that, right? And imagine all he's doing, Pet Shop Boys style. Do you remember how, I'm always saying to my mercenaries, right? I'm always saying that I want like oomph and for my music, yeah? Get on the stage and show me that you mean it. Show me that you love me. Just give me, I want to see sweat, I want to see rock, I want to see roll, I want to see fire, I want to see, I was going to say shock and awe, fire and...
Brimstone.
No, it's 2 Fs. Fire and Fury.
Fire and Fury.
So imagine the guy in a gold lame suit. He's not doing any of that. He's doing it Pet Shop Boys style, and he's just occasionally just giving the camera a slight nod. Not in a suggestive way. He's just doing this. Are you imagining that?
For the benefit of the tape, the Mercurial number 6 has just raised his eyebrows.
Did I? I didn't try to raise my eyebrows. Did I actually raise my eyebrows?
It was a subconscious raising of eyebrows that you just performed.
So Charlemagne and At Most a Kiss, I wrote next to it, Storming. Remember Storming Norman?
Storming Norman.
They're all Americans, aren't they? All these idiots we're talking about. Was he an idiot?
I don't know. I think he probably actually did some of the better work in that particular era of war fighting.
Okay. Track 3, Getaway. I've written... It looks like I've written Zoso, which was a Jimmy Page Led Zeppelin thing. I actually wrote So-So, but not as in So-So. And then I've written something here which I think is very important and we need to discuss it. I've written, do we need 80s throwback albums when we have zillions of actual 80s albums we could go and listen to? So what I mean is, we've just sat here listening to this album, right? Twice through. Does it need to exist when you and I haven't actually listened to all those hundreds of thousands of albums that were actually made in the 80s? Why does this need to exist?
Because this is like the legacy of the 80s. This is the like rebirth of the 80s today, and the interpretations and the way that it's influenced people and the way that people now choose to write music based on those influential sounds. So it's a completely different representation of the 80s music because it isn't happening in that time. It's like a post era. It's like reproduction furniture.
Is it? Is it? Is it anything like reproduction furniture?
It's like period furniture reproduced that because people choose that they want it. So there's a market for it. But why can't we? Why can't they? Why can't bands now be making music that pulls on all those strings and taps into the nostalgia of people who are listening now, who can appreciate it on both levels?
Nostalgia? Wait a minute. This band were born in 2011.
But they know that the people that are
the guy is only
it,
6 years old.
Doesn't matter.
He wasn't even alive when I'm on my way to Amarillo. I've got my armadillo under my pillow. Was released. This guy is so young.
No, but
he was
remember,
sucking on a lollipop last week.
Remember,
he doesn't remember the 80s.
You, my friend,
holy shit,
are the first person to pipe up when somebody says that they weren't around when the Beatles were around. So how do they know the music they produced? And you often make comments like, I wasn't around when Queen Victoria was on the throne, but I know that she was. I've
only got Wikipedia to tell me that she was. For all I know, she's just never existed at all. The whole British Empire could have been run by a golden retriever, golden Labrador, golden...
Although it's quite
red
ironic.
setter.
It's quite ironic that you should pick golden retriever, because Queen Victoria was the one who actually had it named a golden retriever.
Well,
because it was officially known as a yellow, and she didn't like it being called a yellow, so they called it golden.
Okay, well, I'm not sure. I'll have to, when we finish this broadcast, I'll go and check your facts on that one. It sounds dubious to me, but you never know. You might be right.
Well, Wikipedia shall speak, and the world shall listen, because she was Queen of the British Empire and all of the Commonwealth.
Yeah.
And if she decided that she didn't like the dog being called a yellow retriever, then pretty much whatever she wanted mostly happened.
Yeah.
So that is why they are known as a yellow lab or a golden retriever.
That's fine. I can't see that written down anywhere.
Wikipedia is not the only source of facts. If I've heard that one day, I haven't just sat here tonight and made it. It might have been bullshit when I heard it, but I haven't just sat here tonight and made it up. That is something that I
was told once that I'm the sexiest man alive, and I'd like to buy into this. I'd like to buy into it.
What I'm saying is, just because it's not in Wikipedia doesn't mean it isn't true.
Well, who's going to write that I'm the sexiest man alive on Wikipedia? I don't think I've even got a Wikipedia page.
Don't say that. You probably don't want one.
Don't I? What would be written on it?
Bullshit. Wikipedia is...
People keep saying that Wikipedia is full of bullshit, yeah? But when you read it, it's most of the stuff's on there is true. And the people who say that it's all manufactured crap and it's all you can't believe anything on there, when you tell them to point you out one thing that isn't true, they go like that, silent.
Yeah.
You say to them, okay.
And that's
right
only
now,
because they haven't got another source to look at to disprove it, because they only know how to look at Wikipedia.
Well, no, because all these know-alls could just go and get their copies of Encyclopedia Britannica off their shelves, couldn't they? Because they're that much into their oh, I like to read my encyclopedia.
Do you know, when we were growing up, my mum and dad had a set of encyclopedias, or encyclopedia, or encyclopediae, I don't even know. And,
did they just drop open that nude cherub? No, I can't say that. People would take the wrong. That was a bottom gag. I can't say that either. Sorry, carry on.
And I was in my first year at secondary school, so a number of years ago, and I needed to reference something for some homework. And we had to look in the book, and my parents' source of reference for the benefit of my education at home was a set of texts that had actually been published before the Second World War. They made reference to Hitler being the Chancellor of Germany and the likely outcome of further unrest in Europe, but actually failed to mention the entire period of history and anything thereafter.
Is that true?
Absolutely true.
Wow. That puts the whole McBusted thing into a new light. What are we talking about? Blossoms. Next song is Honey Sweet. I'm gonna get sexy. I wanna walk like you, talk like you do. Oh, Scooby-Doo. Oh, baby, I wanna be like you. I wanna walk like you. So, wasn't it? No, I've written down here, because this is important.
Sounds like the Jungle Book.
I've written down here, right? No. I've written down here, Keen. Oh, that's right. As soon as this song started, I could smell sour milk. Just gone off milk. You know, like every time I hear Keen. Give me a Keen song. What's the name of that Keen song?
I've no idea.
Oh, Lily Allen sang it. Anybody only we know. Somewhere where we go. Somewhere only we know. Whenever I hear that song, I always just think I can smell sour milk gone off milk. Come on, you know I do. Every time I see the singer of Keen, I think I can smell sour milk. Oh, for God's sake.
I don't know who the singer of Keen is.
The guy who makes me think of sour milk. Somewhere, he's like a podgy Aled Jones.
No idea.
Oh, for Christ's sake. And then I thought Bono on this song. This song, Honey Sweet, I thought Keen, Bono. And then it dawned on me, Simple Minds. This album sounds a lot like Simple Minds. They're an 80s. Do you know what Simple Minds are?
I wasn't into double figures by the end of the 80s, so just cut me some slack on that.
The important thing here. The 1975 with their album I Like It When You Sleep, because you're so beautiful,
you're so beautiful, yet so unaware of it.
Yeah, you're so beautiful and so conceited. They 1975 did this sort of 80s thing last year in the Mercury Prize with so much more pizzazz, I thought. This album I think this is a lesser album than I Like It When You Sleep for You So unaware that you're so unaware that you're beautiful, and you're everything. Everybody's beautiful in their own way. Like a Wichita line man, something in his special way. Why are you looking at that for?
Because we've strayed back to Glenn Campbell.
Onto her bed. Track 5. On and on and on, and Ariston and on. Half a song. On and on. This song ended about halfway through. It just ended. And I said to you, is that it? Is it really going to end there? Another thing, important point. So I've had a few important points. Another important point I'd like to bring up is every track on this album was about 3 minutes 30 or less. This was written as a pop album. Definitely written as a pop album in the style of early Beatles albums where every song is short. That's not the case with the 1975. The 1975 go on and on and on and on. And even though the lyrics of this song say, and it might be, now I realise this might be purposeful sarcasm or whatever, or irony, whatever the right term is on their behalf, but on their part. But this song that ends halfway through and just fades into nothing has the lyrics on and on and on and on in it. But it doesn't go on and on and on and on. On the first listen through this album, I thought it did go on and on and on and on a bit. And I was kind of thinking, oh, God, do I really need to listen to it again? Because we've said it's the 2-through review, so I need to listen to it twice. And I was kind of not looking forward to listening to it the second time. But I did enjoy it more the second time. And some of the songs that I didn't particularly like the first time round, they grew on me a little bit. So I thought twice through, and you know that it repeated again, so we actually heard the first couple of songs again, like a third time, by accident. I thought, by that point, I thought, yeah, it's pretty good. But it's because the first 2 songs are the best 2 songs on the album.
First 3 songs, yeah.
No.
Obviously, the first 3 songs would be the best 3 songs, because otherwise that just doesn't make sense.
No. There's no way that... No, it's the first 2 songs are the best songs on the album. Track 3 is the one I wrote So next to.
Okay.
You don't have to agree with me.
I struggle with the lyric here, because I thought he was saying on the bridge, but it's apparently on her bed. And then it just fades
when he says on and on and on and on.
Yeah.
Does he not say on and on and on and on?
No, I think he probably does.
Does
I
he?
can't see why he'd be saying on the bridge.
Take it to the bridge. He'd be saying take it to the bridge. But the song's called Onto Her Bed.
Yeah.
Hang on. We can sort this out, mate. Sort this out. Hang on. Lyrics. On and on and on. No, it's not called on and on and on. Onto Her Bed. That's a shit name for a song. Onto Her Bed. Lyrics. Someone else has typed that in. Right. Blossom's lyrics. Onto Her Bed. Here we go. Ready for this? These are the lyrics.
Go.
I'm going to read it in the style of the Mercurial number 6. On and on and on. A blue-eyed boy not made for pain. Gone, I'm gone, I'm gone. My tears down the windy alley drain. See what I mean about the rhyming? But calling back, I want you. I feel something's got to give with you. Coming back, I want you. I feel I could be your boy if you let me in. I remember spring. We used to sit by a broken swing.
That's bad.
You said it was good. I'm saying it's bad.
No,
Wait for love in vain. Guess what you write? Wait for love in vain. Guess what he rhymes vain with?
Pain.
Oh, really? Wait for love in vain, like so many drenched with rain.
Oh.
No, listen. It's good. Calling back, I want you. I feel something's got to give with you. Coming back, I want you. I feel I could be your boy if you let me in. On and on and on. It goes on and on. On and on and on. It goes on and on. How can he love her onto her bed? 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 Okay, that's a bit of a randomly chosen song to give you an example of the lyrics from, and I'm not sure that I would...
I was definitely getting onto the bridge.
He never mentions a bridge.
He doesn't.
Never once mentions a bridge, so... Texia! That's track 6. It's called Texia. What does Texia mean?
I reckon it's going to be 6 in some other fake
interesting.
language.
Let's just look it up. Texia.
Like hex.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, Texia. Let's have a look. Texia. What does it mean? Ha! It's a song by the Blossoms.
Well, I never.
Here we go. Hang on. No, really, it's a song by the Blossoms. Chords by the Blossoms. Lyrics by the Blossoms. What does the name Texia mean? It's a song by the Blossoms. Hang on. We're going to... Texia. Latin. Etymology. From English, Texas. Oh. No, Texas. Proper noun, Texia. Genitive, Texia. First declension, New Latin, Texas. What's it mean? What does all this mean? It means Texas. Does it? Fuck. What does it mean?
I don't know, but...
This is important. I need to know this. Let's look at the lyrics. Okay, let's look at the lyrics. See if it says it in the lyrics. Here are the lyrics for Texia. This is track 6, My Mercenaries. Black tattered eyes, she's dressed in white. Cold afternoons left in my mind. We walked, I talked it through with you. It's just no use, our love won't bind. Don't be fooled by her lipstick gaze. Veils of cool shelter times she strayed. For days I made it through. I'm running out of the dark with you. I'm running out of the dark with you. For the 1000th time the fountain floods. Watch skies align then leave me numb. You call, I've fallen like the fool. You know I am, but I never knew. I'm fooled by a lipstick gaze. Veils of cool shelter. Times she strayed. For days I made it through. So, I remember that line. I'm fooled by a lipstick gaze. I quite like that. Are we saying that everyone from Texas wears lipstick?
I have no idea, but there is an article that says why Norwegians say Texas when they mean crazy.
Right.
I just thought I'd throw that one out there.
So basically then, Texia means nothing because the only references to Texia talk about it being a Blossoms song. I've written more like it. I am preferring the more upbeat numbers. And then I put numbers in like weird quotes because I then thought, who calls songs numbers these days? I still do. Well, I like that number. Oh, that's a nice number. What's my favourite number?
6.
6. Track 7, Blown Rose. I thought it was pleasant 80s radio fare. Driving in my car, listening to 80s radio. And we're back to that point of, do I need to have a new album by a new band when it just sounds like any old 80s tat that I could be listening to in the car? And then it made me think that it's got that kind of generic catchiness that bands like the Lightning Seeds had in the 90s. Remember the Lightning Seeds? They were basically a nothing band, but they did have catchiness to them. Do you remember the Lightning Seeds?
Only in the context of Frank Skinner and the Lightning Seeds.
Do you remember? 3 lines on a shed. Jules Rimet still gleaming. 30 years of hurt never stopped me dreaming. But that was then, but it could be again.
Dum, dum, dum.
It's coming home, it's coming, football's coming home, it's coming home, it's coming home, it's coming, football's coming home, it's coming. You sing that home, it's coming. You keep singing that all the way up on top. Then a football's coming home, it's coming. 3 lines on a shed.
It's coming.
Jules Rimet still gleaming.
It's coming.
30 years of hurt.
It's coming.
Never stop me dreaming.
It's coming. It just
good.
went on, didn't it? It just
No. I like that song.
I loved it, but it really at that point it did just fade out. It just went on until it faded out.
I can't remember, but I did like that song.
Yeah.
I wrote here that this album was very much a keyboard-dominated 80s album, but This song, Blown Rose, it's a terrible title. It's a terrible title. Blown Rose had some decent bass playing in it. And it reminded me to mention this, that the album as a whole has a lot of guitar in it. And it's very Edwyn Collins style, loud, buzzy guitar solos.
I don't know who Edwyn Collins is.
I didn't much like Blown Rose. I didn't know her personally, but I didn't much like her. Track 8, smashed piano, started Portisheady. And then it went all bass and nice clear vocals. And it reminded me, what was the name of that girl who did Toy Soldiers? Remember that song, Toy Soldiers?
Toy Soldiers.
Toy Soldiers.
Yeah.
What was that?
It wasn't Rihanna.
Rihanna? It was about 19. It was about bloody 1990 or something. 1989. Toy Soldiers, not Tiffany. Toy Soldiers. I'll look it up. Hang on. Oh, Martika.
Martika.
Do you remember that?
Well,
Step
when I said
by step.
when I said Rihanna, I didn't mean Rihanna. I just meant it was a one name
story.
I think so.
Step by step, heart to heart, left, right, left, we all fall down like toy soldiers. Yeah, this is the big one. No, two things here. Another thing, this reminds me of Girls and Boys by Blur, but this is the big one, and this ties in with the next track as well. This song, track 8, which I put a tick next to, meaning I liked it. This song sounded like Aha, The Living Daylights. The James Bond theme from like 1980. Oh, what year was The Living Daylights? 1987?
Are you going to have to Wikipedia it? I'm
not going to bother. I'm going to trust my instincts, 1987. But did you know the next song, which I've also put a tick next to, which is called Cut Me and I'll Bleed. He's stating the truth. He's not lying. Cut Me and I'll Bleed. This song, I thought, sounded like A View to a Kill by Duran Duran from 1980, 5 or 4, right? So that means that the two tracks on the album next to each other, one's Living Daylights and one's A View to a Kill. I think this band are vying, I tell you, to have the theme song for the next James Bond film, or the one after that when Idris Elba plays it. What are you putting your hands in the air like that for?
Because I ought to know not to be amazed and astounded by your James Bond fact.
What have I said now?
You have said that A View to a Kill was in 1985.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
And that The Living Daylights was in 1987.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. Why is that? That's not a feat of engineering. I haven't gone out and built a bridge like Isambard Kingdom Brunel. I just remembered the dates of 2 James Bond films.
Yes, but I reckon if pressed, you could probably remember the dates of 15 James Bond films.
Probably, but let's not test me on that. Also, in this song, we've got the James Bond thing. And also in this song, there's a guitar solo that reminded me of the guitar solo from Another Brick in the Wall. It reminded me of a guitar solo from We Don't Need No Education. We don't need no thought control. Oh, you could be the kids in the classroom. Sarcasm in the classroom. You have to sing them in it. Let me sing this bit. I'm being like Roger Waters. A teacher leave those kids alone.
Hey.
Wait. It's a big one. Hey.
Teachers.
No. Hey. There's a few heys. Hey, teacher. Leave those kids alone.
I don't know which bit I'm supposed to do.
All in all, we're just another brick in the wall. No, what are you supposed to do? No. Right, now you start singing.
We don't need no education.
But sing it like a little child.
That is a little child.
No, make an effort. Sing it like a little child.
That's my little child.
I can do better than that. I imagine I'm a page boy. We don't need no sing it. You got to sing it like an Eastern, not an Eastern. You got to sing it like a sort of like a scrawny, scruffy kid from a shitty London school from 1979. Ready? We don't need no I don't know. Let's just blast through the last 3 tracks. Then it was a song called My Favourite Room, and I've written Holy Hell. I could imagine Chris Evans liking this song. Didn't like it much. It had an acoustic guitar in it, went nowhere. Then a song called Blow. I think that was an early single for them, so they obviously like it. I've written Why Is He Doing an Arctic Monkeys accent? It's got a fantastic Edwyn Collins style guitar solo in it. But the lyrics, she blows, she blows, she blows. Does she indeed? Mrs.
I've got another Victorian factoid on that.
Is this one going to be correct or incorrect? Because we wasted a lot of time on that whole retrieving nonsense. Go on then.
Why that thing that's probably come to most people's minds at the lyrics she blows, is in fact called blow because it was called a below
Is that true?
job.
Is that true?
Yes.
A below job?
Because
Is that true?
the
I never knew that.
respectable gentleman,
I'm going to have to Wikipedia this. I never
the
knew this.
respectable gentleman would want something that was quick and didn't involve too much disruption to their clothing and attire and so on. And they would say, I would like a below job, meaning
right.
below the belt. And that's the origin of why it has become known as blow instead of below.
That's really good. I'm struggling to find the Wikipedia. Oh, fellatio's the Wiki. It's under the Wikipedia page of fellatio.
Which would
Holy
be...
shit! Have you seen the picture on the Wikipedia page?
No.
Look at that! Holy shit!
It's all right, though, because it's only drawn.
Holy crap!
If it's drawn, it's not porn, isn't it?
Holy
If it's
crap.
just drawn.
Fellatio, also known as fellation, and colloquially as a blowjob, BJ, giving head or sucking off, is an oral sex act involving the use of the mouth or throat. Hang on, let's go down to the origin. Hang on. Entomology. This is why you say it's going to be about blowjob. That's fellatio. Hang on. Where's the blowjob part? Oh, God, I'm going to have to... I haven't got a separate page for blowjob. They haven't got a separate page for blowjob, so it's all about the etymology of fellatio, because it comes from fellatus, which in Latin is the past participle of the verb fellare, meaning to suck. What are we talking about? Right, the final track.
Right.
Final track is, what have you found?
I have found
What have you found?
on a website that's painfully slow to load.
We haven't got time to just sit here waiting for a website to load, my girl. What sort of website are you looking at?
Slang historian.
Have you got anything to say, or you just...
Yes. I knew Queen Victoria would come into this at some point
Well, what's she got to do with it?
because this has been known as this since Queen Victoria's day at least. But why is it called a blow unless you're actually supposed to be blowing on something?
It's because someone had a speech impediment. Is that what we're saying? Someone's...
The roots to the term blowjob began a bit earlier than that, in the 17th century to be exact.
1600, so it's Shakespeare's time. Did Shakespeare come up with the term?
Quite possibly.
He came up, did you know Shakespeare came up with 99.9% of the words we use? Did you know that Shakespeare came up with 99.9% of the words we use today? Including flocky knocky hillipilification, anti-disestablishmentarianism, and clan by Gwyndydd, Golgeric, Robert Lanticilio, Gogogoch. Did you know that? No.
I did not know that.
Just checking. Oh, and you also come up with the words a, is, it, of, if. No, it's true. The. Did you know the most important word Shakespeare ever came up with was the?
Right.
No, she's just not taking any notice of that.
Well,
it's very important what I just said. Are you still looking up blowjobs?
Yeah, I am. Now, just disregard, and I will stop spouting my nonsense factoids.
Oh, you know, tell me you're wrong again.
I can't find anything to back it up.
No, you're wrong. Who told you that?
A historian.
What historian?
On Channel 4 sex pod program thing.
Don't believe anything you hear on Channel 4.
I know. That had it all over it, didn't
Holy
it?
crap. And then the last song's called Deep Grass. I've kind of lost the will to live. What did we think about this album? You said you quite liked it. I think it's okay. It's probably a grower. Don't do a face like that. You know what I mean. It's probably a grower.
I think it's really easy to listen to. It doesn't challenge you in any way.
Is it a little bit shit? This album went to number 1.
I think without doing a massive disservice to Blossoms, it's a bit middle of the road. Like, I think it's going to appeal to a lot of people because it isn't particularly edgy in any way. There isn't any, they're not stamping their identity as a band in any way. They are making some really, really affirming sounding 80s music and some very easy to listen to boy band kind of songs.
I only liked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I liked 5 of the songs out of the 12. What's that in percentage terms? What's 5 out of 12? Let's just say I liked 4 out of 12 to make it easier. So I liked a quarter of the songs on the album.
Well, you liked a third then. So.
Oh God, kill me now.
Bearing in mind earlier,
shit.
I thought 30 times 30 was 9,000. So,
Don't.
I'm off the hook. I've redeemed myself on the maths front there.
This album for me wasn't as good as 1975's I'll Give You Whatever You Want If You Come to Sleep With Me and Put Your Head Under My Pillow While I Suffocate You. And the important question at this point, 2 episodes in, is this album better or worse than Alt J's Relaxer?
In terms of being a Mercury nominated album, I think it's worse because I don't think, like I said, there's nothing particularly edgy about it. There's nothing particularly challenging lyrically or musically. There's nothing thought-provoking. You don't need to engage with it in any way. And I'm not saying, an album or music should have to challenge you or make you work to appreciate it. But actually, something should have to grab you. There should be something that draws you into it, that makes you want to listen to the lyrics, not just because they've got really, really bad rhyming couplets. So I think in that respect, my vote so far goes to Alt J for being something a little bit different and a little bit more interesting. I
think I'd go with that. The unfortunate thing is, when I put this album on and heard those first 2 songs, I thought, yes, I'm going to like this album. And although I do like it, I just don't think it's all that. So I think Alt J have got the edge at this point.
Definitely.
So at the moment, Alt J's number 1 and this album's at number 2. And I think my Mercurial Mercenaries, I think we will call it a day there. Say goodbye, Perfect 10.
Goodbye.
And join us, or don't join us, because I know what you guys are like, for episode 3, where we'll review another fantastic album. It's been produced from somewhere by someone. Over and out.